Alright, we're taking a little lunch break in Duboce Park here in San Francisco. Kind of on the edge of the Castro. It's windy today. Donald Trump lost his mud yesterday, Sunday, June 15th, following the absolute failure of his military parade, which subjected him to widespread mockery, deservedly so. I think the military was trolling him in the way they were marching and carrying their little drone and the squeaky tank wheels tracks. And 10 to 12,000 people showed up for that. There were 7,000 people marching in the parade. That was almost the same size as the crowd of people who showed up for it. And compare that to the success of the No Kings protests on Saturday. I mean, 10, 12 million people showed up for those nationwide. Absolutely massive turnout for those. And so he sent out a tweet yesterday evening that I guess constitutes an executive order, ordering ICE officers to dramatically ramp up their largest mass deportation program in history, which every time Donald Trump says that phrase, just think reinstating massive scale white supremacy and white male patriarchy in the United States. And he said, in order to achieve this, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens, he capitalized that for some reason, in America's largest cities such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside. Train. These and other such cities are the core of the Democrat power center, where they use illegal aliens to expand their voter base. That's a lie. Cheat in elections. That's a lie. And grow the welfare state. Undocumented immigrants are not entitled to receive welfare or any federal benefits of any kind. Robbing good-paying jobs and benefits from hard-working American citizens. Yeah, that's bullshit too. These radical left Democrats are sick of lying, hate our country, and actually want to destroy our inner cities. Oh, so Donald Trump is going to save us. He's going to save us. He's our savior. Donald Trump is our savior. There is something wrong with Democrats. This is why they believe in open borders, transgender for everybody, and men playing in women's sports. Of the 520,000 NCAA athletes, less than a dozen of them identify as transgender. Donald Trump's voters, his supporters, are just they're the stupidest people this country's ever seen, because they believe this shit. And that is why I want ICE, Border Patrol, and our great patriotic law enforcement officers to focus on our crime-ridden and deadly inner cities, and those places where sanctuary cities play such a big role. You don't hear about sanctuary cities in our heartland. That's because you don't hear about jobs in the heartland. You know, just saying. Where is that one part? He's directing ICE, the FBI, the DEA, the ATF, the Patriots at the Pentagon, and the State Department. He's redirecting all of their efforts towards undocumented immigrants. So essentially, the entirety of the federal law enforcement system, taking away from investigating things like, gosh, I don't know, like domestic terrorism, like which took place in Minneapolis overnight Friday into Saturday morning. Gavin Newsom has responded to this by saying Trump's plan is clear: incite violence and chaos in blue states, have an excuse to militarize our cities, demonize his opponents, keep breaking the law, and consolidate power. It is illegal, and we will not let it stand. So Thursday, a federal judge in San Francisco determined that Donald Trump commandeering National Guard troops in Los Angeles was illegal, unlawful, and ordered him to return control of the National Guard troops to Gavin Newsom. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals put a stay on that order pending a hearing that's going to take place tomorrow, Tuesday. So we'll see what happens with that. But Donald Trump is pissed off about his parade being a flop, and he's pissed off about the anti-Trump protests being so successful. So he's declaring war on cities. He's declaring war on cities in the country that he is the president of. He's declaring war on Democrats, Democratic states, and Democratic cities, and he's going to use the United States military to do it. Unreal. And that's how you know that the protests on Saturday were a success. You see these MAGA gomers that are coming on here and making their little bullshit TikToks saying, what was the point? Somebody explain to me what the point is. Somebody explain to me what the point of these protests is. You didn't accomplish anything. Donald Trump is still your president. Well, at the end of January 6th, Joe Biden was still the incoming president. So what was your point on January 6th? Fucking traitors.